Brother Kadash, want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders. Peace, blessings, honors to all the brothers in this truth. This is UK inflation hits 40-year high, so the highest it's been in 40 years. So I want to point something out to your attention. I want you to watch this quick video, and we're going to filter, what's happening today through the scriptures, because this is all Bible prophecy that this will happen. And this inflation is only going to get worse and worse. They want to blame it on the wars, like with Russia and Ukraine, the possible China and Tijuana war. If that war pops off, the shit's going to get even worse. If World War III goes off, it's going to get 10 times worse than what it is now, but they want to blame it on it. But in reality, if you go back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, people was already reporting on the economy collapsing. So really it's just the economy collapsing because everything comes to an end, and they're doing these other things around the world so they can have something to blame it on. But right now you're seeing inflation, but you're gonna see hyperinflation here pretty soon, and then that's when things are gonna get wild out here, man. That's when you're gonna have the purge in the street, which is Bible prophecy. So let's let this play.
Britain's inflation surged to its highest yearly rate since 1982 in April. Authorities announced Wednesday that consumer price inflation hit 9%. Rising energy bills were the key driver, while food prices also shot up nearly 7% in the 12 months to April. Britain's budget forecasters laid out some grim figures as the country faces up to the highest inflation rate of Europe.
And I mean, that's like, let's just you know put it at 10%, 10%. So it's not a big deal for a lot of people right now, but all those little things add up. So let's just say you spend $100. If inflation is rising by 10%, then you pay $110. So it's not a big difference. But when you go to the store and you spend $300, but now it's $330, $350 instead for the same type of stuff, right? Then the gas price is going up and everything else is going up. Your electricity, your energy, your home energy is going up. Everything else is going up. I mean, go down and get a tire, their prices is going up. I mean, just everything possible that you could think is going up. Dollar Tree isn't even fucking $1 anymore. It's $1.50, $1.20 now, so everything's going up. So then you're kind of getting attacked from all sides, and then that's when you start to feel it. But like we said, imagine when it's 100% up, where that same $300 you go spend at Walmart to get you some food, it's $600 now, or $1,000 now. Gas isn't $5 because it went up to $5 now. It's $20 a gallon. Imagine that. A gallon gets you 30 miles. Some cars got, average around 30 miles per gallon. Now, let's just say you gotta spend $20 a gallon or $100 a gallon. That ends the party. There is no more traveling. There is no more vacation. There is no more, anything really, because the truckers. And like I always say, without the truckers, you don't get products to your local stores. Everything comes in by trucks, and a lot of things like farms, their tractors run off diesel, just like trucks run off the diesel, but even alone just the people, what's going to be the point of going to work when your whole paycheck is just going directly to your tank for gas just to get you to work and back? Some people travel 30 miles to get to work. Shit, I know people that travel a whole hour. They have to travel an hour just to get to work, and that means they have to travel an hour to get back home. Most people in major cities, like big cities, St. Louis, Chicago, New York, stuff like that, they have to travel 30, 45 minutes, if not an hour or two, just to get to work. In that whole time, you're burning gas. So when a gallon of gas is $100, when a gallon of gas is let's just say $10. A gallon of gas is $10, right? And you want to put 8 gallons in your tank, that's $80 right there. And that's if you got regular gas, and that's if you just that may get you to work, back and forth to work for 2 days. Now imagine $80 just to get you to work, back and forth to work from work back home, only lasts 2 days. $80. That's a whole week. You're looking at 100, what's that, 160, you're looking at 240, $250 for a whole week, and most people don't make that much a week. A lot of people don't, well, after taxes, a lot of people don't bring home $250 after taxes, after your groceries, after paying your bills. People may have $100 left over to people live from paycheck to paycheck. So if you got to spend $250, $300 a week just for your gas, people are not going to make it, man. People are not going to make it. Imagine the Uber business. Imagine the Uber Eats business. Because a lot of people have grown accustomed to having this food delivered to their home. They ain't gonna be able to do that no more. Which means they're gonna have to get in their cars and go grocery shopping. Which means they're gonna have to pay for gas. So either way you look at it, they're fucked. That's a little bit.
Five biggest economies. They said households face the biggest cost of living squeeze since records began in the 1950s, and consumer confidence has sunk towards all-time lows. It all puts pressure on Finance Minister Rishi
And I
Sunak.
seen this. Me myself going to the grocery store. Ain't no more getting extra snacks, and then you might stop and you get your favorite cake or whatever. You may get some ice cream and shit like that. Man, ain't no more doing that. You gotta fucking go get food. Then you might get a steak. Okay, let's get a couple steaks. Throughout the week, we might have throughout the month until the next time we go grocery shopping. We might put some steaks on the grill. No, ain't no more doing that shit. Motherfuckers got to get the chicken nuggets. Got to get the noodles, shit that lasts long, rather than a one meal. You got to get things like that, the little cheese pizza, all cheese pizzas and stuff like that you could throw in there. You kind of got to get those now. You ain't getting the extra little fancy stuff because the prices is going up, you know.
To ramp up help for households. Sunak has claimed the government cannot completely protect people from global challenges, but he also said the UK was ready to take further action to provide support. Anti-poverty campaigners want Sunak to act now, starting with a rise in the value of welfare benefits to match inflation. The government has said it has a $27 billion package of support for households, but much of this has been cancelled out.
And you see that here too, with the you got like Love's, TA, Pilot, Flying J, the big truck stops. What they was doing, they was suspending the state taxes on the fuel and everything to kind of ease the prices. And I seen that because I drove by one, and they had the diesel price was the same price as the unleaded, which is never the case. Diesel is always more expensive than shit, even in premium gas. It's never the same price as the unleaded, but I did see that some places had their diesel the same price as the unleaded. But the problem is the unleaded's high. The unleaded was $5 still. You go back a couple years ago, it was $2.50, and even cheaper than now. I remember gas when it was $1.60, literally, and that was for regular. So I mean, either way they go, it's only so much they could do. Just like during the time of Egypt, when the Lord plagued Egypt, you had the magicians, right? That was trying to redo or recreate the plagues that the Lord was plaguing them with, and they only could do so much. So it's the same thing today. They're trying to do different things to help it out, but it's only going to get worse, man. China, 9 times out of 10, is going to evade Tijuana. And when that happens, oh my goodness, because we rely, I mean, us saying we is the U.S., but the U.S. relies, and I mean, even the Israelites in the U.S. in Mystery Babylon, we rely off China because most of the things come from China or created or built by China. So you have that problem. And then with Tijuana, just like I put up a video, Tijuana makes the chips. So Tijuana makes all the chips that goes in your cars, your new cars and stuff like that. And a lot more other things that these chips go into. And then eventually the MOTB is going to go into you. So that's going to be a major war to look out for, to keep your eye out on. Let's get into the scriptures. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. This is beautiful. This breaks it down. Really, you could go through the whole chapter and you could do a whole 2-hour lesson on the whole chapter. But I'm going to get some of it. It says, woe is me, We starting at verse 17. Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? So that's what people are saying, like, man, Ezra, like, who would deliver me in those days? Well, we have the Lord to deliver us, read Psalms 91. We have the Lord to deliver us. We just got to believe. It says the beginning of sorrows, just like it says in Matthew 24. These are the beginning of sorrows. So now you finna get more of a. So this second Ezra 16 matches up perfect as a precept, or it matches up perfect with Matthew chapter 24. But now you're about to get more details here. It says the beginning of sorrows and the great mournings, the beginning of famine. Wait, what did we say? Shortages of food, shortages of gas, the prices going up, and then when the prices of fuel go up, that means you're gonna have shortages of products because the trucks aren't going to be able to deliver those products to your city. It says in great death, and what is it gonna cost? Great death. So what's coming? What should you be on the look for? Great death. It says the beginning of wars. We seen the beginning of wars, like we just said, Russia, Ukraine. That thing could get even worse and worse. They sending military weapons over there to help Ukraine, which is only gonna piss Russia off more. That place might get nuked. They're talking about it, and they saying America, there's gonna be blackouts and cyber attacks and stuff like that. It says, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of the beginning of evil. What shall I do when these evils shall come? You got to believe in the Lord, stand in the holy place, like it says in Matthew 24, Daniel chapter 12, the precepts that go together. But if America gets in a war, in World War III, when it actually started, it already started. They just keep it under wraps. But when it's well known that it started, you're going to see a lot of people change their behavior change. A lot of people are going to get weary. It's going to be all over the news. Everybody's going to be talking about it. Well, we in World War III. Oh my God, this is about to happen. Blackouts. We might get nuked. And they're going to be right, because that's going to be very possible. And then that's when, just like it says in the what's that, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, the windows should be darkened. Let's keep going. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation, anguish, are sent as scourges for a minute. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, right? Because it's only going to make people more wicked. You're going to see more mass shootings. You're going to see more killing. You're going to see, which is what you're seeing now. There's been more killing going on than ever in well, I can't say American history, but in a very long time. Let's just say that. And there's been a lot of death. A lot of death. Every time you get on social media, RIP this person, RIP that person. Somebody just died. Your city's always reporting somebody just died. It's crazy, man. It says, behold, virtues shall be so good cheap upon earth, right? That they shall think themselves to be in good case, which is what happened before 2019. Everything was so cheap. Everybody was getting so much money. It was so many billionaires. Everybody was starting their rap careers, making millions of dollars, traveling. Everybody was happy, partying, having fun, vacation. And then what happened? Well, we can't speak on it, but you know what happened. And ever since the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, it's been bad. And it's been thing after thing, right? Even then shall evils grow upon earth. Thing after thing, right? Sword. We've been seeing that. Mass shooting. Famines. We've been seeing that. And great confusion. So people are confused out here. Like, man, what is going on? When is the stock market going to come back? Why aren't there many houses available? Why are the houses costing so much? Because there's a shortage in houses. Where are the good jobs at? Like, why is the gas going up? So it's just nothing but confusion. Why is there so many wars? It says, for many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. Lots, millions and millions of people are going to perish of famine before the nukes even come. It says, in the other, that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy, either just by purge in the street, or the sword meaning the nuclear missiles when they come over. It says, and the dead shall be cast out of the dug, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. You're going to see dead bodies on the street, man. If you've never seen a dead body before, get prepared. You may start throwing up in the street when you see a dead body. You may have to run and jump over one. You may have to smell, and you might just throw up and you might panic and bug out and it may cost you your life out there, man. You may not have a meal for a whole week and you just threw up the last little meal that you had left in your stomach. You're gonna see dead bodies, man. You're gonna see people laying down sleep on the street and you're gonna think that they're just asleep, but they're really dead. Because people aren't gonna be able to get food or water. You're gonna see that, man. In the cities, and it ain't gonna be nobody come to bury the bodies. You're like, man, all these bodies just sitting around with somebody come and bury it, and they ain't gonna be able to do it. Ain't gonna have the manpower to do it or the resources, so they're gonna have to just leave them there. Um, it says there shall be no man left to till the earth and to sow it. You're gonna see, just like the movie I Am Legend. You're gonna see the cities overran with overgrowth. You're gonna see thorns growing in the street, bushes growing wild. When you go down neighborhoods, it's not gonna look like the nice suburb neighborhoods that you're used to seeing. Cause ain't nobody gonna be mowing their lawn, man. That shit runs off gas. Lawnmowers run off gas. I'm not finna put gas in my lawnmower just to cut my grass. I barely can get it in my car. So you're gonna see neighborhoods with grass, and the grass is gonna be shit up to your fucking waist. That's how high the gas is gonna be, up to your kneecaps. So imagine a nice suburb neighborhood, right? Where usually the grass is green, they got the water sprinklers going, it's cut low, it stays that way, beautiful, right? Now imagine that with the grass up to your kneecaps, every house. That shit's gonna look wild. And then when the grass grow like that, you get pests, all type of stuff, man. That hides in that like to hide in that high grass and stuff like that. You get weeds and shit growing. Weeds could grow high. Man, it's gonna be horrible. I'm trying to the movie I Am Legend. You know, thorns going over buildings and man, wild animals in the street, deer in the street. You know, bobcats, coyotes, possums. Shit, man. Shit, man. Let me move past that. It says, the trees should give fruit, and that's a good thing. Cause you might still be able to eat. You ain't going, but you gotta watch out though, cause you might not have water to clean that fruit off and stuff like that. You gotta watch out. It says, who should gather them? Grapes shall ripen, and who should tread them? For all places shall be desolate a man. And this indicates to you, what is the Lord gonna do? He's gonna do a slow cook. It's not just all hell break loose and a week later the nukes come. That's not how it's gonna happen, man. You got the MOTB that gotta be fulfilled. You got all hell breaking loose. You got cities being shut down. Some cities up still running. You got National Guard military that gotta come in. Cause in the same chapter it tells you there should be a great insurrection on those that fear the Lord. They should be like madmen sparing none. So you got wars, you got people versus people, you got purge in the street, and all that's going to be a slow cook where people are going to be killing people. People are going to be dying from the famines and the shortages of things. People are going to be dying from just the elements, the heat, or if it's cold. People are going to be dying from people robbing them, killing them, or you just can't get food, you just can't get water, or you just can't get medicine. A lot of old people need medicine to survive. So people are going to be dying from that. You're going to have pesticides still going around that's going to be unchecked going around. So you're going to have people dying from that. You're going to have a lot of people are going to turn to drugs, and you're going to have them dying from illegal drugs in that case. A lot of people are going to drink a lot of alcohol to get over their SARS, and you're going to have people dying from that. So, I mean, you're going to have a lot going on. This is the warning, just in case you didn't know. It says so then it's going to be like the movie I Am Legend, or it's going to be like the movie The Book of Eli. You ain't going to see that many men left in the city because they're all going to be dead. It says, for of a city there should be 10 left. Of a city there should be 10 left. That's crazy. It says, and 2 of the field which shall hide themselves in the thick grooves. Why? Because that shit's going to grow unchecked. In the cleft of the rocks. So you got You got people that's gonna go into those bunkers. You got people that's gonna go into caves that's already, naturally made and hide out in those caves and clefts of the rocks. And then you got people that got bunkers in these different mountains that's gonna go into their bunkers. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 olives, or as when a vine laurel is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek through the vine, Lord, right? Even so, in those days, there should be 3 or 4 left by them that searcheth the house with the sword. So you still got, like the movie The Walking Dead, the show The Walking Dead, you got people going from house to house with the gun, looking for canned goods, looking for anything, looking for band-aids, looking for alcohol, looking for anything they could get, that they desire, looking for women, all that stuff. It says, and the earth should be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths should grow full of thorns. This sounds just like the movie I Am Legend. It says, because no man should travel there through. The virgin shall mourn having no bridegroom, and the woman shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. So just like I said, in the women, they're going to be looking for them. They're not going to have no husbands. They're not going to have no men to help them. So they're going to be mourning, right? It says, in the wars shall their bridegroom be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Why? Because that's how men are going to die. So it's going to leave a woman out there unprotected, and then a lot of them going to die because they're not going to be able to fend for themselves. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of who the Lord spake. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So the plagues are here, man. We seen them. There's not slack. You got to get ready. You got to get prepared right now. This is coming. This is going to happen. And they're doing things to try to offset it, to kind of try to fight it, to kind of try to slow it down. But eventually, it's going to be nothing they could do. And then the gates are going to be open and all hell's going to break loose. So with that, we're going to say salvation to the elect. Shalom.